they can't take on the risk of a volatile market if Bitcoin goes up or down drastically for a paid good or service. So they're looking for, as soon as service is paid for via Bitcoin, they want that exchanged out for their local currency. So providing that service to them right now gets them integrated into blockchain a lot earlier. Hi, my name is Justin Seidl. I'm the founder and CEO of Vertbase, which is an instant buy and sell platform, and I'm on a mission to accelerate the adoption of blockchain technologies. On this episode of Blockchain Beyond Hype, I'll talk about how to run the mass adoption on both sides for merchants as well as customers. Stay tuned. Yeah, I think one of the biggest problems or challenges is acquiring crypto very easily, and then once you do acquire that crypto, having it seamlessly integrated into everyday use products and services. So kind of bridging that gap first, I think, is the ultimate goal for mass adoption. Digital assets are difficult, especially in the United States, because of all the different regulations involved for each state. And then outside of the US, going from Europe to Australia to Korea, there's just a wide range of different laws and regulations put in place, and then trying to get those on-ramps to push assets across borders further complicates that. But we're doing our best to kind of reduce that friction on the back end for our users and provide a safe and simple solution for them. I think our core value and mission is to give everybody the opportunity to acquire, buy, sell digital assets of their choosing, and not just a select few from the current industry leaders, but really just an unbiased, wider range of digital assets. Some of the biggest challenges for us are working with traditional currencies and the banks or payment processors that are working with them. So reducing the problem that people face with those now and putting them in conjunction with cryptocurrency is very difficult, but if we reduce that friction point for the user, they have a better experience using crypto. Yeah, absolutely. I think it can start out as simple as receiving some from a friend who's trying to introduce you, going out and buying your first few dollars or euros of those assets, and then just kind of understanding how you have those assets and how you can send them back and forth between a wallet is just a good stepping stone to understanding the blockchain technology, and then maybe open up some ideas or questions that can springboard into better technologies in the future. What we're trying to do now is help them acquire it as easy as possible without the friction points that are currently in place now. But the biggest segment I think you're going to find is integrated into everyday products or services, but not in a way where this is a blockchain product or a blockchain service. It's a service people use, and blockchain's integrated in the back end to make it easier. Having that seamless experience where they don't even have to think about it will help to kind of generate results and then pick up blockchain adoption. I think the companies that are offering a product or service can utilize blockchain technology without making it a focal point for the users. The number one thing that the user wants is that product or service, and if they get a better product or service because of blockchain technology, I think over time competitors will start to notice, and they will then turn to blockchain technologies to make their product, service, or better, which will ultimately lead to a mass adoption via the corporate world. if they can seamlessly integrate blockchain technologies into their product or service to make it a better product or service, that will help to kind of facilitate the growth of blockchain and help with their overall product or service. Amazon, Google, some of these services with a large user base can really capitalize on a blockchain technology and push adoption forward with that. One of the things that we're really trying to push is providing on-ramps for many digital assets that aren't necessarily supported in the industry, and giving everybody kind of an unbiased approach or unbiased entry into the market. We don't want to kind of dictate what's better over the other. We want everybody to kind of push the technology forward with new ideas. Besides doing that, taking it upon ourselves to help educate the users on why blockchain technology is important and the safe and secure ways to kind of utilize blockchain technology as opposed to traditional companies or means that have been done in the past. One of the biggest things that I think merchants are looking for right now is a fiat settlement solution. And that's something that we're working towards to help the merchants. They can't take on the risk of a volatile market if Bitcoin goes up or down drastically for a paid good or service. So they're looking for, as soon as service is paid for via Bitcoin, they want that exchanged out for their local currency. So providing that service to them right now gets them integrated into blockchain a lot earlier, and that opens the door for a much larger, fully blockchain integrated solution in the future for them. User adoption is key as well, and again it comes back to being simple, and it needs to be a solution that is easier than swiping a debit or credit card. And gives them incentive to do that over that debit or credit card. So lower fees, faster transaction times, but also having the security of knowing that the funds are yours and you have control of those assets at any time. User adoption is all going to be about the easiness of it and the speed and just kind of the overall experience for them. It needs to be something that they can pull out their phone, tap and go. Whereas the merchant is looking for solutions that are a little more secure than traditional means right now. For instance, a credit card has the ability to be charged back, or an ACH transaction has the ability to be recalled from the originating bank. So with a blockchain technology, not only are the fees a lot less than these current markets and are faster, but the user doesn't have the ability to go in and pull the funds back from the merchant, which is a large amount of fraud, specifically in the US. Just starting incrementally is the most important part. Having an MVP to just kind of start from the ground level and get it in front of users and get their feedback is critical for any startup. Not overbuilding, not trying to solve too big of a solution to start, and don't be afraid to fail. A lot of times you're gonna have an idea on how something should be done or how it should work, and you're gonna find out quickly that the users may want to push the button a different way, or they want to swipe a different way, or they want to transact a different way. So create something small that's based on your idea and be ready to iterate over it many times with the user's feedback and input. So the primary reason that we are a non-custodial solution is for the safety of not only us, but our users as well. Being non-custodial, we don't store any of the digital assets on our platform. And we also kind of push to educate the user that keeping the assets on your own solution, your own wallets, your own device, is much safer and breaks the trend of what we're trying to get away from with current banks and traditional stores of money where you would actually trust somebody to hold your funds. So really pushing and promoting that non-custodial approach is a core value of ours and centered to everything that we're doing. Right now we're working on a mobile app that we're very close to finishing. It is a non-custodial wallet that will be closely tied to our platform as well. And majority of it will be implementing new technologies to help the user easily buy, sell, or send and receive digital assets, and then providing an education layer on top of that for how to interact for the first time, how to kind of advance your knowledge in the blockchain space, and then ultimately giving you all the tools necessary to be your own bank. Providing a solution such as blockchain technology for merchants can help with the transactions and the ease and speed for users. It will also reduce in fraud with callbacks or chargebacks with credit debit cards or the ACH transactions. And then also just kind of providing a layer of data that's associated with each transaction on the blockchain can kind of help produce a better overall experience for both the merchant and the user. What interests me most, and I think is a very important piece of blockchain, is the ability to control data, and more specifically your own individual data. I think we're seeing a lot of issues today that maybe aren't as magnified as they should be, but with the Facebook, Googles of the world controlling and harvesting your data and utilizing it for their business model, it creates a lot of issues that we don't quite understand yet, but I think in the next couple of generations we will see. So utilizing blockchain to control, own, and protect your data, I think can be a very important technology for the next coming generations. I think it will start with the introduction of bringing in some of the things that we discussed, making the friction points easier to acquire, to send, receive digital assets. For the merchants, getting those in place so that way they can reap the benefits of using the blockchain technology. And then over time, I think it will kind of shift past traditional currencies and traditional means, and then we'll start to see that data layer come on top of it, where everything that's being passed back and forth will hold significant value, and each side of the transaction will be able to control how that data is presented and transferred between the two parties. Thank you for watching. If you're curious about seamless usage of digital assets, please check Vertbase, and if you want to learn more about blockchain technologies, follow Blockchain Zoo's social media, and don't forget to subscribe to their YouTube channel. See you somewhere.